All right, everybody, we're back here again, this time with our second last Mr. album review. Told you we'd fly through it, and here we're already almost done. So this time we're looking at an album that takes, that really, it shows the evolution of the band. I mean, this band's evolution is very clear. And we're looking at Go On. And one kind of thing I never really noticed before until, getting ready for these reviews is that the album's kind of, they lose color, it seems, almost. Or no, the color, the kind of color scheme, the color palette of the album covers really kind of show the darkness and lightness, For example, their first album got a real dark background with the colored faces, which that kind of, that album's got some dark tones to it, but also still pretty light. And then you've got Welcome to the Real World, which is really colorful and a bright sounding album, big sounding album. Then this one is just dark, and this isn't their darkest album, as we'll get to that in the next review. But this album does show really what Pool would all be about. Definitely the precursor here. But anyways, we'll hop right in with the first track, Stand and Deliver. And yeah, it delivered all right on this one. I mean, what a awesome opening track. Definitely one of the lighter songs on here, and I'm a big fan of openers that really jump in and kick it right off, So this track totally did it on here. Then we've got Healing Waters. And man, I'm telling you, on like two of these tracks, I think it's just two of them, this being one of them, they use like a gospel choir or something like it's for like background vocals. And man, beautiful, beautiful stuff. The production on this too, by the way, is incredible. I wouldn't say it quite matches the production of Welcome to the Real World, but boy, I mean, it comes pretty darn close. Then we've got Dust, which is a really good song. Really cool chorus, really nice lyrics. Something Real Inside of Me, Inside You, really good song. Then we got The Tube, which closes side one. Those two are probably some of my least favorites on the album, but still good. Again, I mean, these guys, I've not heard a bad song by them. So, and I've said that in the past videos, but it's true. I mean, but again, some of them I do definitely prefer over others. Then we got side two here. We're looking at Control, which is a really cool song. And let me see. Oh, I got that mixed up. The Tube, I really do like. That's actually a big standout for me. Control, that track is one I'm not the biggest fan of. The chorus, I mean, it's cool. It's big, kind of big sounding chorus, but it's definitely like lyrically not my favorite song on here. Then we got Watching the World, and that is a freaking great standout track right there for me. Then what we've got is probably my top 5 Mr. songs out there. Power Over Me. What a beautiful, beautiful song. It's got a saxophone sprinkled within there for added effect, and the guitar tone on this thing too, on this entire album, it really sounds a lot like a fixed guitar tone, and there's a nice delay to it effect on there, and it's just such an incredible guitar tone. I gotta fiddle around with some of mine after doing these reviews to kind of match that tone. I'm really kind of wanting to, but anyways. And then we've got Man of a Thousand Dances. Another absolutely incredible track that does include the second one that includes the kind of the gospel choir as the background vocals, which I think was a great choice for both of those songs, and it really makes those two songs in particular stand out. Then we've got the last track, which is very heavily on piano and really kind of slow, but it's a good kind of closing melancholic track, The Border, which is a really good song. And as we know it, this would be their last album for a long time. But, there was kind of this little bootleg sprinkling around, kind of hiding around, being passed around over the years that we'll get into for next time. And, which, again, there's a weird, I'll kind of explain the whole situation with that on their last album. And then, of course, we'll be ranking all these things, even though it's just 4 of them. I'll still rank them, but yeah, we'll be ranking those afterwards, and then on that ranking video, which is coming very soon, probably within this week, I'll announce, who the next band is we're going to dive into, and I'm thinking about going with a pretty, not a giant discography that we'll be looking through this next time, but a pretty darn big one, about the size of the Dio one. So we'll be stuck on this next artist for a while, but stay tuned, guys, for that. I'm hyped to do it, and I'm hyped to review the next Mr. album pull. Thanks, guys.